Hi guys, welcome back. So what we are looking at today is lesson 6, histograms. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So here's a histogram that shows some dog weights in pounds. Each bar includes the left end value but not the right end value. For example, the first bar includes dogs that weigh 60 pounds and 68 pounds but not 80 pounds. Use the histogram to answer the following questions. How many dogs weigh at least 100 pounds? Well, if we're looking, we've got all the dogs from the first one, so 6. So there's 6 dogs within this one. And then there are, let's see, that looks to be about 11. So we've got the 6 plus the 11. So we've got 17 dogs. How many dogs weigh exactly 70 pounds? Well, can we tell exactly how many are 70? So it's unknown. Anywhere from 0 to 6, since 6 is how many are in that bar of the histogram. How many dogs weigh at least 120 pounds and less than 160 pounds? So 120. So we've got 5 dogs, it looks like, in this one. The next one we have looks to be about 3. So that'd be 8 dogs. How much does the heaviest dog at the show weigh? Well, once again, we don't know. We know the last bar, there's one dog that weighs between 160 and 180, but we don't know how much it weighs. So, unknown, somewhere between 160 and 180. All right, and for E, what would you consider a typical weight for a dog at this show? So if we look at the histogram, it kind of peaks here around 100. So I'd say the average would probably be about 100 pounds. So around 100 pounds. So if we used a dot plot instead of a histogram to answer the 5 questions we just did, how would our answers be different? So if we used a dot plot instead, we would have more precise data. We'd know exactly how many dogs weighed exactly what pounds. But the histogram and the dot plot are alike because we can take and see the averages, we can see the spread, and it gives us a representation of data. All right, so histograms is your key word for this lesson, histograms. All right, every 10 years, the United States conducts a census, which is an effort to count the entire population. The dot plot shows the population data from the 2010 census for each of the 50 states and the District of Columbia. Here are some statistical questions about the population of the 50 states and DC. How difficult would it be to answer the questions using the dot plot? In the middle column, rate the question with an E, easy to answer, H, hard to answer, or I, impossible to answer. So, how many states have populations greater than 15 million? So if we look at this, here's our 15 million. Well, for that one, it'd be pretty easy because there's not very many that have over 15 million. So using a dot plot would be easy. Using the histogram, it'd still be easy. Which states have a population greater than 50? Can we tell that? No, it'd be impossible. It would also be impossible for the histogram because that doesn't show specific states. How many states have population less than 5 million? Well, if we look at this, can we even tell how many dots are right there? No, it's impossible to tell. So it'd be impossible. Now, in this case, the histogram, it would be easy because we'd be able to see, we'd have some value under 5 million, we'd be able to see exactly how many are in that. For D, what is a typical state population? It'd be kind of hard to find. It's not, we can't see how many points we have, so it's pretty hard to tell where how many are in each area. Are there more states with fewer than 5 million people or more states with between 5 and 10 million people? So we could figure it out, but it'd be pretty hard. But with the histogram, it'd be pretty easy because once again, we can see the frequency for each of those ranges. And then for F, how would you describe the distribution of state populations? Well, that'd be pretty hard to do, whereas the histogram would be a lot easier. So here are the population data for all the states and the District of Columbia from the 2010 census. Use the information to complete the table. So our table is looking at populations and the frequency. So how many of these have between 0 and 5 million? Well, we've got Alaska. Let me cross it completely off. We have Alaska and Alabama. So that's 1, 2. Arkansas, Connecticut, Delaware, District of Columbia, Hawaii, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Utah, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wyoming. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So our frequency is 29. Now for between 5 and 10, let me pick a different color so this is easier. So Arizona, Colorado, 5 and 10, Georgia, 5 and 10, Indiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, New Jersey, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So for this we have 15. Now, how many have between 10 and 15? So we get another color. Okay, so 10 and 15. We've got Illinois. We've got Ohio, Pennsylvania, so that's 3. So we have 3. Now between 15 and 20, so 15 and 20, no, Florida, so that's 1, 15 and 20, New York would be 2, and that's it, so just 2. Then 20 to 25, we don't have any that are between 20 and 25, so that'd be 0. Between 25 and 30, well, that'd be Texas. 30 and 35, there aren't any. And then California for our big one. Okay, so use the grid and the information in your table to create a histogram. So we're going to take and represent this. So for 0 to 5, we have 29. So it's going to be all the way up here and then down. Try to keep this as straight as possible. Between 5 and 10, we have 15. This is going to be right here. Between 10 and 15, We have 3 between 15 and 20. We've only got 2. Whoops, wonky line. Then we have none for 20 to 25, 25 to 30. There's 1. And 35 to 40, there's 1. Sorry, my line's a little wonky there. So we created our histogram from that. So now if we think about it, which ones would be easier? We already went through and looked at what would be easier, but we can tell how much easier this frequency would be based off of this. All right, so your keyword for this lesson, like I said, is histograms. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.